Hey folks, Doc here. I wasn't actually going to do a video on this thing, but I guess I might as well because I know you guys like watching this stuff. I'm in the garage here today with my son Gary. Say hi.
Howdy.
Howdy. And we're looking at this Massey Ferguson thing here. Hold on a second, let me move the camera around. And I paid too much for this because I'm stupid. 10. It was a Massey 10. Anyways, it's got a clone 13 horse, I think. Hang on a second here.
389 cc.
Yeah, something like that. 13 horse, whatever the case may be. The engine is mostly siezed. I'm going to show you the engine later. Let me just get back around here. It's a tough pull even with the spark plug out. Anyways, we've picked this thing up for Gary to ride the trails with next year, so that he's not destroying Suburban Commando for me, because I can destroy it perfectly good myself. Thank you. And he's got all the engine mount bolts out, and you got to see these welds. Seriously, you cannot make this stuff up. Look at that. There's another good one on the back here. Hang on. You know, how exactly you teach the bird to poop on command like that, I don't know, but somebody was just a master at that. Anyways, we've got the engine unbolted, and apparently the pulley wasn't very well retained either. I'm shocked. And I think what we're going to do, why don't you lower that down a little bit so you don't kill your back, son? I think what we're going to do is put Gary's go-kart engine on there. He used to have a go-kart that I built for him a few years ago.
It's got a 6.5.
6.5 horse, ungoverned. Don't think there's been much done to it, but it's a peppy little motor, and it should push this thing around just okay. And Gary no longer has his go-kart, but he still has his engine, so I think we're going to use that. Is that thing going to try and flip off the stand with the counterweight?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's a Peerless 2300 transaxle in the rear, and that's a lot of counterweight. So, engine coming off, and at some point, I will show you guys what the hell's up with this engine, because frankly, I'm not even sure yet.
Yeah, I want to see how badly it sees.
Yeah, it's pretty screwed up. Even with the plug out, it's a tough pull. And the engine's a 2014, so whoever did what to it didn't waste any time doing it. Fantastico. Alright, so the RTV silicone all around the side cover is one thing, but now we're starting to see it around the carburetor and the rocker cover, and God, I hate that. Do this stuff properly, people, please, for the love of God. Alright, so I've advised Gary to pull the cylinder head off so we can have a look at the state of the cylinder and the piston. He's decided he first wants to pull the rocker cover off and see what kind of state those things are in. Okay, well, for starters, what the hell do we have going on there?
Those are welded.
Damn, you know, if you're gonna funk up an engine, funk it up good.
I'm pretty sure the piston's probably not.
Dude, yeah, the rockers look like they've been broken and then re-welded.
What the
We've got a push rod loose just hanging around here.
This one doesn't like properly.
That is exceptional.
That's loose.
Well, yeah, well, like loose. Like falling off loose.
Yeah, like I could take the actual rocker off.
Okay, don't do drugs, okay? Pull it off. Can you pull that right off?
Yeah.
Just see if you can get that to drop. See if you can get that off. And show us exactly what the hell has happened. There's weld boogers all over the damn thing. Wow. Okay.
Meth ain't good for you kids.
Yeah, that's messed up. Alright, we'll get back to you with some more progress. While Gary's taking the shroud off that thing, I just wanted to take a better look at this rocker arm. For the love of God. I can't even.
If your rocker arm breaks, buy a new one.
Or at least, well, I don't know what this is. This isn't welding.
It's bird poop.
Oh man, birds would be ashamed. I know pigeons that can do better than this.
Why don't you come it off on this side?
I'm guessing 8 pounds of silicone, because you know what? I see blue around the head gasket, for the love of God.
Oh.
Blue on the head gasket.
I mean...
Oh, needs a new head gasket.
Yeah.
Okay, so Your original theory wasn't too far off. I think there was some water in there at some point or another. There is some trace of rust in there. The top of the piston looks pretty good, all things considered. I'm just trying to decide. Move your finger for a second. Is that a metal flake?
That's a chip.
No, that's a ding. Probably some idiot with a screwdriver.
Slightly.
Get in here with a rag. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of a little bit of coating damage to the cylinder wall from the water and the rust and whatnot.
Now my question is, rust on the rings, or are the rings actually damaged?
That's a very good question. We won't know until we get this engine down the rest of the way. I just kind of wanted to see what was going on. Yep, just work that forward. There you go. Piece of cake. Wiggle it off. That's impressive. The governor's intact. Okay.
Very slow work.
There's two flavors of silicone on this thing. There's the blue and the orange. It's like Neapolitan ice cream. Somebody just... And for the love of God, there is no remaining gasket. None.
That's all the oil that's there.
Yeah. So whoever did this...
That's brand new oil too.
Obviously has no idea what the phrase crankshaft end play means. Fark. Oh, good God. Alright, so I just pulled the camshaft out, and the compression relief is in good working order. The cam lobes actually look really good. Bearing surface doesn't seem to be too bad. A little bit of crap in there because some water did get in it at some point or another. So far the internals are passable. The balance shaft has come out, that looked good. And Gary's about to haul the flywheel off so we can get the rest of it apart. Okay, so to get the flywheel off, here's what we're going to do. Yeah, put the nut on until it's almost flush with the end of the shaft. Good stuff. And put the impact down, you don't need that. And you're going to grab Mr. Club Hammer, and what I want you to do is give it a couple of sharp wraps as squarely as you can on the edge of this.
Okay.
Like flat on the face of it. That should jar it loose. Whoa, you got her. That's it. That, kids, is how you get a flywheel off. Rod cap's off. It doesn't look bad. I can tell you right now that we can't turn this shaft by hand. It's exceptionally difficult. Gary, where's the flashlight?
Oh, flashlight? I have no idea. You had it last. Okay, you had it last.
Oh yeah, sure. Blame the old guy. Anyways.
Always do.
Alright, I need that blue shop towel just to get the oil off the crank. I think I see some light surface damage on the crankshaft journal, and that could be just rust results. It doesn't look that bad yet. We are going to pull the rest of this apart and see. So yeah, we'll stick that pulley on there just so we can turn the damn thing, get it out of the way, because like I said, we cannot turn the shaft by hand right now. Okay, yeah, if you want to put the pipe wrench on there, and just roll it till you're at top dead center.
Oh, that just broke free.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Top dead.
Stop. Okay, now you should be able to roll back out of this. Keep the wrench. Use your hand. Oh, use your hand. Okay, hand's good. All right. You should be able to pull that crankshaft out now.
I should.
Okay, you've got to roll it back out of the crank journal. There you go. Out of the connecting rod. Okay, so grab the soft face mallet and just give it some love from the other end. Okay, hold on. Just want to make sure we're not hanging on that rod again, which we might be. Yep, okay, hit it again. There we go. Bueno.
Oh, you took the bearing out with it.
Okay, move your head. It's interesting. Shop rag, just hold your fire for a second there.
Oh.
It actually looks like just a little bit of surface crud. That actually does not look mechanically damaged too badly. That there is a rust stain. There was a little bit of water in there. I'd say that's serviceable. Now, what I'm suspecting here is because that was such a bear to move, to turn the crankshaft. Yeah, we're getting some resistance out of the piston.
Can we push it all the way out?
I think with the ring damage and stuff. Yeah, here's what I want you to do. Grab that soft face mallet and I want to use the butt end, the handle end, just to pop it downwards. Yep, yep. There we go. Okay, so what have we here?
A damaged ring. That's a damaged ring.
Wait a minute.
We got rust in there.
Well, yeah, the rust I expected. This ring is stuck in its bore.
Which ain't good.
Upper ring is loose.
Take a look.
Yeah, we're definitely in for a honing. That actually, truthfully, again, doesn't look that bad. I don't see a bunch of scoring on the cylinder wall. Just some rust staining. Okay, cool. So here we have the piston. And not sure why there's a ding there. Some idiot probably used a metal tool to drive it down into the bore. Unlike Gary here, who used the butt end of a plastic handled hammer like you're supposed to, or a piece of wood or something along those general lines.
Something soft.
Something soft. The crankshaft journal doesn't look bad. Again, I had a lot of resistance trying to move this, and I think maybe somebody over tightened the rod cap. There's a reason we have torque specifications. Moving on to the rings here. The upper compression ring seems to be in pretty good order. It's moving around. See how we've got all this movement and play, and that's actually the way it's supposed to be. The second compression ring, you can see it's sticking out the one side, but it's not really sticking out much the other side. It's buried here, and as I'm pushing on it, it's not moving over here, and this is kind of rusted into its groove. That certainly would not help. If we tried to run this engine, if everything else was good, we'd have a compression loss because of that. These need to expand into the cylinder bore, and they're not doing so. The oil control rings look a little bit cruddy, but for the most part doing what they're supposed to. For whatever reason, I don't know what the hell went on with the cylinder head in this engine, but we do have a savable engine here. We're going to have to get new studs. If you want to just point the camera over here. A quick check tells me that the exhaust stud, rocker stud, is actually bent. If you have a good look at it, it looks bent to me. If you kind of line the camera up and stuff, you should be able to see that. Anyways, we need at least one new stud here. We need new rocker arms. I'll check the push rods. Yeah, that's just hideous. I'll check the push rods for straightness. We need a new gasket set and a lot of silicone removal because somebody ought to be shot for this crap. I hate you.
I promise it was not me.
It was not you. And for the most part, I think we've got a savable engine here. So yeah, there's our little teardown on this damn thing. And stay tuned. I think we're going to bring this engine back to life. Okay, folks, I thought this video was going to be about Gary's Massey Ferguson tractor here and just pulling the non-running engine off it and putting his old go-kart engine on it. Here it is. Here, I whipped it out of the back while Gary was starting to tear down on the engine. It's going to need a carb job. It's sat for several years, but it's a 6.5 horsepower genuine Honda
GX390.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anyways, good running engine. It'll keep the tractor moving. I thought the video was going to be about that, but no. We had to tear down and try and figure out what the hell happened to that clone engine. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure. Somebody worked some bad hoodoo on it. Just kicked an evil, magic, wicked hex on the cylinder head there and just basically destroyed the rockers and all that crap. Obviously in the process, somebody poorly stored it and got water in the cylinder and some other shite like that going on. I genuinely don't know what happened to this engine. What I do know is that it is a salvageable engine. All in all, a light honing on the cylinder should do it. And then we just need some new rockers and some new studs and a couple of things like that, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. A new gasket set, of course, because silicone is evil. Anyways, that being said, I guess we'll just start looking at parts for rebuilding that engine. In the meantime, we might push forward with putting Gary's go-kart engine on this thing. I don't know, that's all up to Gary. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the teardown video, and thanks for watching, tuning in, subscribing, sharing, all that stuff, and take care of yourself.